to invite respected Honorable Mr. Justice B.S. Chauhan to enlighten the conference with his deep learning and august presence.
Sri Atul Kothari ji, Professor Yogesh Singh, learned Vice Chancellor of Delhi University, Professor Anjuvalli Tikku ji, Dean Law Faculty, Professor L. Pushp Kumar, Dr. Vikesh Ram Tripathi ji, distinguished guests, members of the faculty, delegates, and dear students. When I joined bar, my senior told me, you have to argue till the judge is convinced. I asked him, sir, if judge is not convinced, argue till he is confused. So when Professor Tikku asked me, you have to conclude your submissions in 10 minutes, 20 minutes, I told her, it is contrary to the rule of advocacy. We cannot summon, we start thinking, because the system of the court, my lord, you are always right. When we tell them, we also told, but sir, earlier judgment is contrary to you. So whatever you have said is not relevant. You are wrong. But it's the rule of the game. Dear friends, Sri Atul Kothari ji said that the students should be introduced with the Vedic system. I have a serious objection to it. When I joined the law school of Banaras Hindu University, we had a very renowned professor who was the dean. He came with 3-4 professors and asked every student, why did you join law? What would be your future? Everybody said, I want to become a judge, I want to become a magistrate. I was the last student in the class on the last bench. He asked me, why did you join law? Sir, I could not get admission anywhere. What will be your future? With folded hand, I said, sir, you should not ask this question. Why? कुम्हार कभी मिट्टी से नहीं पूछता कि तुम्हारा क्या बनेगा. I challenged him. Sir, it is your knowledge, your experience. हम तो मिट्टी हैं सब विद्यार्थी. आप में कुछ ज्ञान है, आपको कुछ आता है, तो हमको बना के दिखाइए. तो मेरा नम्र निवेदन ये है कि जो श्री कोठारी जी ने कहा कि विद्यार्थियों को ज्ञान कराओ, उससे पहले हमारा नम्र निवेदन अध्यापकों से है कि वो खुद ज्ञान प्राप्त करें. और कोई ज़रूरी नहीं. मैंने कभी संस्कृत नहीं पढ़ी, वेद नहीं पढ़े, पर मुझे मौका मिला, मैं 4 साल इंग्लैंड में पढ़ा. मैंने सारे वेदों की व्याख्या हुई थी इंग्लिश में, वही पढ़े. और मुझे ये एहसास हुआ कि वैदिक जूरिस्प्रूडेंस में आज से ज़्यादा डेवलप्ड लीगल सिस्टम था. आज भी हमारे इन विद्यार्थियों ने जो इस सभा की प्रारंभ किया था, ये श्याम ने विद्या न तपो न दानम न ज्ञानम न शीलम न गुण न धर्म मृत्युलोके भुवि भारभूता मनुष्य रूपेण मर्गाश्चरन्ति. दिस वेरी श्लोक is the basis for judgment in J.P. Unnikrishnan case, 1993. What is the meaning of this? Vidya vihin nar pasu samana. The very judgment, Article 21, had been interpreted in J.P. Unnikrishnan case, conferring the right on children, the fundamental right. Education is a fundamental right of children, only on the basis interpreting the provisions of this very slok. Otherwise, Article 21 came in 2002. This says 51AG. What is there? It is an obligation on the part of the parents to impart education to their children. Mata satru pita beri na balo na pathati. What is new in it? Why was it included in the Constitution? What was the occasion to insert Article 21A in the Constitution? All these rights, education had been considered to be the best virtue. To put it on a highest pedestal, teachers had been respected. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Tasme Sri Guru Vena. Why it is that? Most of us chant Hanuman Chalisa. Where does Hanuman come? In third line. Second line for Bhagwan Ram. First line, Sri Guru Charan Saroj Rajnij Man Mukur Sutar. मैं गुरु के चरणों की धूल से मन का दर्पण साफ करके प्रभु श्री राम को याद करता हूँ जो सब सुखों का दाता है. और तब तीसरे नंबर पर आता है जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर. Why had you been put on such a high pedestal? How many of you are performing your duties? गुरु द्रोणाचार्य एकलव्य का अंगूठा कटवा लिया, लेकिन फिर भी आज तक किसी ने उनके खिलाफ आवाज नहीं उठाई. गुड़गांवा का नाम बदल के उनकी वजह से गुरुग्राम रख दिया गया. ये गुरु का सम्मान है. नहीं तो इसी पर हो जाता कि जिस व्यक्ति ने अपने शिष्य का अंगूठा गुरु दक्षिणा में ले लिया हो. तो ये इंस्पेक्शन का समय है शिक्षकों के लिए कि आप किस हद तक अपनी जिम्मेदारी निभा रहे हैं. विद्यार्थी तो बाद में आएंगे. ऐसा कोई लॉ नहीं है इस समय. सुप्रीम कोर्ट को, हाई कोर्ट को जब कोई इंटरप्रिटेशन के लिए समस्या आती है तो हमेशा वैदिक जूरिस्प्रूडेंस पे चले जाते हैं. 78 में मेनका गांधी का केस एक पिलर साबित हुआ न्याय व्यवस्था के लिए, मौलिक अधिकारों के लिए. उसका मूल मंत्र ये है कि जितने फंडामेंटल राइट्स आज हैं, पार्ट 3 ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, ऑल ऑफ देम प्रिवेल्ड इन वैदिक जूरिस्प्रूडेंस. जब इंटरप्रिटेशन का सवाल आता है, इंटरप्रिटेशन इज ए टूल फॉर द जज टू चेंज द सोशल सिस्टम. 1856 में अमेरिकन सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने एक जजमेंट दिया जिसमें कहा कि निग्रोज आर नॉट द सिटीजन्स ऑफ दिस कंट्री. इट लेड टू सिविल वार. Abraham Lincoln was the president. He had to intervene. In 1863, 13th Amendment of the Constitution came. Negroes are the citizens. 14th Amendment in 1865, equal right, right to equality. What we have, Article 14, no arbitrariness, no discrimination. So it's a tool in the hand of a judge to change the social system. वो इसका उल्टा देखिए आप. Slavery was rampant throughout the world. There was no law prohibiting it. Queen Elizabeth I, who ruled from 1558 to 1603, is accused promoting slavery because they were getting huge money from the slave traders. In 1772, a person was captured from Africa, was taken to America. He was put in a cage, not given food for 3 days. Ship anchored in London, in Thames. He was crying for food. A lawyer was walking. So the lawyer asked him, "Why are you crying?" "Sir, I have not been served food for the last 4 days. I will die of starvation, hunger." He filed a writ petition, habeas corpus. He should be released. Now the question arose, is there any prohibition? Writ of habeas corpus lies if a person is detained illegally. So his lawyer submitted, there is no law prohibiting slavery. The Chief Justice asked, where is the law which permits slavery? See the contrary approach. Slavery is a crime against humanity. Therefore, show me the law. As there was no law permitting slavery, he issued the rule of habeas corpus and the person was released. So it's a question how to interpret, how to implement the law. Now, Yagnvalkya put a decision, had said, every judgment of the king, every order, either in civil law or criminal law, If not based on reasons, युक्ति नहीं है, तो it will amount to miscarriage of justice. Compare it today. Any judgment given by any court without reason is a nullity. Why it is so? Order 20, Rule 5 CPC, how to write a judgment is a mandate for the judge. You must do all these things. And Rule 5 provides, give reasons. Order 41, Rule 31, every appellate court will deal with reasons. Your judgment should be duly supported by reasons. Section 354 CRPC, give reasons. So why the reason is necessary? So that the people may understand on what basis the case has been decided. In Sarojini Ramaswamy 1992, Supreme Court had gone beyond limits. They say if you don't give the reasons, you violate Article 21. Article 21 says no person can be deprived of life and liberty without following the procedure prescribed by law. Every order of a court adversely affects a party. When it adversely affects, either it affects his life or liberty. Therefore, not giving reasons violates Article 21 and it will not survive, it will be a nullity. We have now today the Legal Service Authority. Why? In 1934, Privy Council has to decide a case, Sitana versus Virana. There the question arose before the Privy Council, sir, our Gram Panchayat had decided this case. No issues were framed, no witness was examined, no written order was passed. They simply declared that this property does not belong to you and it belongs to your brother. What is the basis? Because the rules, CPC, etc., which we follow in the court is not followed in Gram Panchayat. The Privy Council held Madhyastha had been the means of solving the problems of the society from time immemorial. When a case is decided by large number of persons, there is no possibility of injustice. And all these formalities, whether the evidence was recorded or not, whether the cross-examination took place or not, are totally irrelevant, and they appreciated the working system of our Gram Panchayat. Munshi Premchand, this Jumman Se, Kalgu Chaudhary, Panch Parmeshwar, nobody can doubt the impartiality of the Panch. In Section 89, even CPC today provides that every court must think whether it is possible to solve this case by means of mediation, arbitration, ADR system before starting the case. In 16th century, Maharaja Banaras had to decide a case. It's a partition suit between the brothers. Huge properties were involved. He was not able to solve it. When Maharaja failed to solve it, he requested Goswami Tulsidas. Goswami ji, you are the most respected person of the city. Why don't you decide this case? He called the members of the family and convinced them how the property should be partitioned. This is in the handwriting of Goswami Tulsidas. It is his award as a mediator, and it was accepted by all of them. But this system had been prevailing for a long time, and there is nothing in law today which cannot be solved with the help of our Vedic jurisprudence. As a student, we were taught everything from the Western jurisprudence. How the rule of law developed. Magna Carta is the oldest codified law. That was a treaty entered into between the king and the nobles in 15 June 1215. There were certain settlements. Article 39 and 40 are related to law. Other were with various issues. Article 39 says, no person shall be arrested without the order of the court. So it denuded the power of the king to direct to detain somebody. Article 40 says, nobody shall be denied justice, nor it shall be delayed nor sold. So 900 years ago, there should have been problem in England also that people must be talking about judicial corruption, what we talk today here, and the issue of delay. It should have been there. When Henry Bracton, who wrote on this Magna Carta, propounded the law, the king is under no one except law and God. The entire Mahabharata. Shantanu wanted to marry Matsugandha. Matsugandha father was a boatsman. He did not agree. He put certain conditions. To follow that conditions, Vedvrat, who later on becomes to the oath of celibacy, only then Shantanu could get married with Matsugandha. He was a king. She was a daughter of a boatsman. Why could he not send 4 soldiers and throw him away, this old man, in the river, bring her daughter? Why she was not brought? 366 CRPC, kidnapping of a girl for marriage is an offense punishable with imprisonment of 7 years. There should have been some law like that. And that law was applicable even to King Shantanu. Sir, you may be Chakravarti Samrat, but you are under the law. Section 366, yeah, IPC will apply to you. That's why he could not take the courage to kidnap Matsugandha for purpose of marriage. So many things in Mahabharata. The entire law, this rule of law can be discussed in Mahabharata and Ramayana. Duryodhana asked Gandhari, bless me, I should win. She said, no, yato dhanam stato jaya. This is rule of law. We talk about section 112 of the Evidence Act. Paternity of a child cannot be challenged. In 1837, the House of Lords in Harris versus Davis laid down the law. Exception to is this excess test. Husband and wife should not have the opportunity to meet for such a long time that would give the presumption regarding the paternity of the child. Who was the child in Mahabharata of his parents? Who was the descendant? Who had the blood of this Shantanu dynasty? All Kaurava, Dharatarashtra, Pandu, Vidur, they were children of Vyas. So why they were fighting for Hastinapur? Why not Kalpi, where this Vyas father Parashara had a ashram? Fight for that. Why? What right you have to discuss about Hastinapur? You are not the children or descendant of my Shantanu. Because to maintain the legitimacy of a child, to protect him from any kind of humiliation, there should have been a law equivalent to section 112 of Evidence Act, what we have today. Karan got married prior to that. Karan was born prior to marriage, therefore this presumption did not apply to him. We talk of a circumstantial evidence. All our teachers teach this circumstantial evidence, what can be applied. Narad Smriti deals with this story of मांडव्य ऋषि. राजा के घर में चोरी हुई, चोर जो जेवर लेके भाग गए, उनके पीछे सिपाही भागे. सिपाहियों ने अपनी जान बचाने के लिए मांडव्य ऋषि के आश्रम में कुछ छुपा दिया. सैनिक वहाँ पहुँचे, आश्रम की तलाशी हुई, जेवर बरामद हो गए, मांडव्य ऋषि को फांसी दे दी. Circumstantial evidence is the duty. Section 106 of Evidence Act today explain. Reverse burden of proof. Section 29 of POCSO Act. You have to establish how it happened. So therefore, all these things, whatever is available today, whatever you problem have today, burden of proof. Yagnvalkya explained. After the pleadings are complete, lead evidence, burden of proof is on the plaintiff first to establish. Section 101, 102, 103 of the Evidence Act is nothing but taken from it. Now, this after failure of the mutiny 1857, East India Company was denuded of all the power of governance. Government of India Act 1958 was passed, and the governance became the responsibility of the Crown. The first thing the Crown said, codify the law in India. Prior to that, it was not so. So first act was CPC, CRPC in 1859. IPC 1860, Indian Police Act 1860, because they wanted these four acts to confiscate the property of those who have revolted or to put them on trial and punish them. Evidence Act came much later in 1857. So then they say, what is CPC and CRPC? Codification of the principles of natural justice. Hardly there are 3-4 provisions in CPC which deals with the substantive right. Right of appeal, revision, review, section 100, 102, 115. Otherwise, it's nothing but a codification of principles of law. When we talk of a codification of this law, we teachers, means I still feel I am a student, standing here or sitting here. We were taught principles of natural justice was initiated by Sir Edward Coke in 1606 while deciding the case of Dr. Bonham. Dr. Bonham was a doctor not having the degree from a recognized medical college. The Medical Council of England punished him, imprisoned him, and detained him. When the case went to the court, Chief Justice decided, you cannot prosecute your own law. You cannot be authority to decide it. Therefore, he laid down 2 principles. Nobody should be punished without hearing, and you cannot be a judge in your own cause. Therefore, the entire process stood vitiated. In 1703, Dr. Bentley's case, again, same problem. Dr. Bentley was rusticated from the hostel without hearing. Ultimately, when the matter went to the court cited an example. Adam and Hawa had eaten prohibited fruit. God asked them fully, why did you eat this fruit? If God had resorted to the principles of natural justice, how could you throw him out and rusticate him without applying the principles of natural justice? Now, these are the things which we talk when the learned judges had decided. What is India? Surdasji was born blind. He had no vision. Section 313 CRPC is a double guarantee of application of the principles of natural justice. Evidence is recorded in presence of the accused and his lawyer. 313 say, put every incriminating material to the accused, give him opportunity to explain. If he has heard what is the evidence against him, why do you enforce this 313? मैडम हमने पहले ही कहा था आप 20 मिनट में कुछ नहीं हो. Now, how Surdas knew all these things? In Supreme Court, many criminal cases, acquittal is granted on the basis that 313 statement has not properly been recorded. How Surdas has explained it? There was a problem, charge against Lord Krishna was कि ये मक्खन चुराते हैं. Court red-handed. यशोदा जी के पास लाए गए. 313 का स्टेटमेंट रिकॉर्ड कैसे करते हैं सूरदास जी? मैया मेरी मैं नहीं माखन खायो. Complete denial, nothing doing, is false. ग्वाल बाल सब बैर परत हैं बरबस मुख लपटायो. I have been falsely enrolled because of enmity. This is the general defense we take in the court. चार पहर बंसी बट भटको सांझ परे घर आयो. I could not be present on the place of occurrence. Doctrine of alibi. He does not stop here. मैं बालक बहन को छोटो किस विधि छीको जायो. Lord does not presume a person to do impossible. Doctrine of impossibility. We don't know as a judge, but Surdas ji knew it. Surdas ji realized Mata Yasoda rejected all his defense, nothing doing. Then Surdas realized now Lord will be punished. He raised a grievance. When we lose in the court, we always tell our client, you have a very good case. I am doing my best, but the judge is biased. He is taking money from the other side. I am moving the application before the High Court to transfer my case to some other judge. Surdas ji also does it. जिया तेरे कुछ भेद ही उपज है जानी पराय हो जायो. You are biased and prejudiced because you know you have not given birth to me. Don't decide my case. I am moving an application to the High Court to transfer my case to someone. What is there in this? When we talk of a today, we have raising grievance, women do not have a right, we do not have this, we do not have that, we want freedom, Article 21, this is my body, I want to use it, I have sovereignty over my body, I will use it the way I want. If I want to have children, I will have, otherwise not. The matter had ultimately reached to the marital rape. Why? The issue of marital rape was first time discussed by Sir Matthew Hales. He was the Chief Justice of England. After his retirement, he wrote a book in 1736 where he deals with this marital rape, saying, in marriage, there is a tacit consent for sex or physical relationship. Therefore, nobody can take cognizance if a complaint come in a court regarding marital rape. This was followed for a long time, for 200 years. But in 1991, in R versus R, the Superior Court of England have taken a view that it's a right of privacy of the woman. She is not your slave. Therefore, this concept of marital rape is accepted. We talk of a reservation of a woman. Woman had been highly educated. Rig Ved was mainly written by Lopamudra. She was the wife of Maharishi Vasishtha. We have so many lady scholars, Anusuya, Gayatri, so many there. Then what was the occasion talking of this? Even our Ved says the woman should participate in politics. They did not only participate, they had a total control over politics. See our mythology. Who is the defense minister? Durga ji. Finance minister? Lakshmi ji. Education minister? Saraswati ji. What was left for gods? Narad ji could never be promoted. He was always happy having this Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Nothing else. He never insisted. So why do you ask for reservation? Have 100% control. But for that you have to apply on this Vedic jurisprudence. It will be Article 21 must be interpreted with the support of all these cases, because I tell you the problem. There are two types of problems we face in the court. When we have a power to interpret, we may have also a power to misinterpret. Misinterpretation of law may always be not purposely, unknowingly, intentionally. If I don't know the law, and lawyer also don't know, in 1809, a suit was filed in the civil court, Sadar Diwani Adalat, Banaras, by a mother claiming the possession of her daughter, who had been sold by her son-in-law for 13 rupees or 15 rupees. Now the suit came before an English judge. He could not imagine that I am going to India to decide this kind of cases. He referred the matter to larger bench. A 3-judge bench was constituted. All 3 were English judges. They could not resolve the issue. Advisory jurisdiction, what we have under Article 143, Rashtrapati may ask the Supreme Court to advise. They referred the matter to 5 great Pandits, scholars of Dharam Shastra of Banaras. They were bribed by the purchaser, and they gave the opinion that wife is a saleable commodity. How Raja Harishchandra sold Taramati in this very Banaras. How Draupadi was lost in the game of dice. Therefore, she can be sold. All these arguments, Manu Smrti, Yatre Narastu Pujante Ramante Tatra Devata, were rejected. Another view of what Manu Smrti says, Pita Rakshati ko mare, Bharta Rakshate yone, Rakshanti asthavire putrana stri sotata nam marhati. Woman who is protected in childhood by her father, in young age by her husband, in old age by children, does not deserve any kind of freedom. It's a misinterpretation of Manu Smrti, because 9th chapter where this slok exists deals with the right to enter into a contract. Chapter 3 where he says Yatre Narastu Pujante regarding the status. Brahma ji could not perform puja in Pushkar because his wife was not with him. He was forced to marry Gayatri. That was a status of a woman. Why do you say that it was only a saleable commodity? Ramchandra ji, after abandonment of Sita, could not perform puja. The golden statue of Sita was made. So woman had always been there. Only question, somebody tried to reconcile both these contexts. Chane tusta, chane rusta, tusta rusta, chane chane. नारी का स्वभाव ऐसा है कि 1 सेकंड में इधर हो जाते, 1 सेकंड में उधर हो जाती है, कोई भरोसा नहीं है। कब वो आपके ऊपर मोहित हो करके अपने आप को समर्पित कर दे, कब आप दुखी हो के आपकी जान ले ले, इसलिए थोड़ा डाउट है। और इसीलिए उनको नाउ दिस टॉपिक इज सच ए बिग दैट इट रिक्वायर्स 2-3 days to discuss these issues. So many scholars are here, but I have a long list. This doctrine of precedent, section 141, article 141 of the constitution, ये महाभारत में शांति पर्व में कहा है, महाजनों ये निगते से पंथा. So this has been taken, the entire concept of article 141 had come from there. There is a judgment of the Privy Council, C.O. Paran Singh versus Ramanand Singh, AIR 1916, Privy Council 78. Their Indian case was being argued, and the Privy Council said, this concept of res judicata is not a basic principle of English jurisprudence. It was propounded by Katyan, who described the plea this: if a person though defeated at law, sue again, he should be answered, you were defeated formerly. Therefore, get out from the court. So all these principles had been there. Today, we have a problem of delay and disposal. So many issues are there. I don't want to discuss all. People have a feeling that cases cannot be decided for a long time. I have seen cases, in one case, rape and murder, trial was concluded in 2 months. Appeal came to the High Court, disposed of in 15 days. Matter came to Supreme Court, within 1 week, conviction was upheld. So I was taken by surprise how, if we can do it in one case, why we cannot do it in other cases. Today the problem is, you are students of law or the teachers of law. We talk of law every day, in the morning to evening. This is the law, justice, we are doing justice. Have you ever find the definition of justice anywhere? Take any law book. It contains the definition in section 2. IPC defines in section 40, 41 what is offense, what is court, what is judge. Why don't you decide what is the definition of justice? Justice is an illusion. If the case is decided in my favor, I got justice. Otherwise, greatest injustice. A Persian jurist came to India to study the legal system. What is this confusion that the matter are not being decided? He writes a story. A person was fed up with tariq pe tariq, nothing further. He got an impression that there are two types of judges. One is appointed only to give a tariq, and another judge who has the competence to decide the case on merit. So one day he was very much disturbed. It was a hot summer. He was going to attend the court. He wanted to have a rest. So he sat down under a banyan tree, huge banyan tree. He was thinking, judge is dishonest. He does not have a power to decide. He has competent only to give a date. Today also he will give me a date. But my lawyer is also in collusion with the other lawyer. He laughs with him. He goes to the canteen, have chai and samosa after my case. Nothing is good. He looked at the banyan tree. He realized that the huge banyan tree was having the fruits weighing 5 grams to 7 grams. Small fruits. बड़ के पेड़ पे बहुत छोटे छोटे फल लगते हैं. In front of him there was a watermelon creeper. Poor creeper which could not bear its own weight is bound to bear these fruits weighing 5 kg, 10 kg. This is the greatest injustice. If God cannot do justice, why should I expect from this judge to do justice? I don't want a case. I want to go home. I will not go to the court. He stood up. एक छोटा सा फल टूट करके उसके सर पे लगा. उसको ब्रह्म ज्ञान हो गया, अगर ये 5 किलो का होता तो आज राम नाम सत्य हो गया होता. तो न्याय की परिभाषा बदल गई, जस्टिस की परिभाषा बदल गई. उसने कहा नहीं, भगवान ने न्याय किया है, मेरा जज भी न्याय करेगा. कोर्ट में गया, हाथ जोड़ के बोला, आपको तारीख देने के लिए अपॉइंट किया है कि मुकदमा तय भी कर सकते हैं. तो उसने कहा नहीं, हम दोनों काम कर सकते हैं. तो कहा सजा दे, सिला दे, बना दे, मिटा दे. बहुत देर हो गई ये पैतरे इंसाफ, बस अब फैसला सुना दे. तो these are the social problems. Now, thank you very much. Otherwise, it's an endless process. I am a lawyer. If you give me the opportunity, I will continue. Thank you.